After a tiring journey of 7 years in medicine, which is going to soon be 6 years, today I'm joined by David Sinkamba, who is going to help us in today's medical series, episode number 7, as we talk about politics. My name is Bright Wantini, and to all the viewers, you are most welcome. Introduce yourself.
I think as earlier introduced, my name is David Sinkamba. Just completed my 7-year journey at the University of Zambia Regional Campus of Medicine. Yes.
3, 2, 1, set. So, in politics, how do you perceive the intersection of healthcare policies as well as political decisions? How do you consider their intersection? And how do you think decisions that are made in politics interfere with the outcomes in the healthcare system?
Okay. So my perception of the intersection between politics and medical health in general, I feel politics play a crucial role in medical health care per se, as well as ensuring proper and safe health delivery to the masses out there. I would say these two are intertwined in that they are inseparable. A lot of decisions that play a critical role or that affect our medical health or delivery of medical services in our country are all based on the decisions made by various political bodies. I can cite various examples per se. If you look at funding to the health sector, all that is dependent on political bodies, the decisions that they make, the budgetary allocations that a country is going to make. How much money is needed for this and that, how much money is needed to promote public health, buying of equipment, improving of human resource, that is to say employment. So a lot of political decisions that are made really directly affect the healthcare sector in a very big way. The other thing we can talk about is public health interventions that the government put in place. I will cite an example. In the recent past, we had the COVID-19 pandemic. Right now, as we are speaking, we are in the rainy season. We have cholera per se. So a lot of political bodies have sat down. How are we going to curb this pandemic? How are we going to fight to ensure that our citizens live, a healthy life? So a lot of things that have to do with research, public health interventions, that is awareness, vaccination drives, they all depend on political decisions that have to be made. Other things that we can look at are ethical considerations that are in the health sector. You can talk about the things to do with the abortion rights. You'll find that a lot of debates, political debates, are centered around such ethical questions that pose, huge health dilemmas that are yet to be sorted. Not only abortions, you have things, our friends that are talking about out there, such as euthanasia, that is assisted suicide. These are questions that are being asked, bordering around the health sector, and they need political intervention. So you'll find that there's that interlinkage between politics as well as delivery of quality health care, and also ensuring that ethics are put in place for the betterment of the citizens' health.
All right, great. Very, very interesting response coming from our Dr. David Sinkamba here. Okay, I'm also going to ask you this question when we talk a bit about entrepreneurship. But with regards to politics, and while you are in school, medicine is such a demanding program. It demands a lot of time for you. You need a lot of time to study. Apart from that, there are a lot of things you're supposed to do, the cooking, the cleaning of the rooms and everything. Then you add politics. How do you manage to balance up the two? You were a minister and later on became a prime minister of Ridgeway campus. And throughout this time, you managed to do a program only in 7 years. That means that really politics didn't interfere with your academics, and neither did your academics interfere with your political career, but the two worked properly. How?
Okay. Firstly, to start with, if we say the two did not affect each other, I would be lying. They really did to some extent. What matters is just how you manage to navigate around, such hurdles, so that the key reason why we are here, or why everyone is in school, is to get that degree. So you make sure that you put in place measures that do not affect your pursuit of that degree. But also in turn, in your pursuit of that degree, you do not affect things that you need to do outside school. That is your entrepreneurial journey. So I can say, in terms of strategies, the way medicine is, the way it's structured itself, I feel medicine teaches us, time management. I feel, I'm a personal believer that there's no better doctor out there, a very good doctor, that is not a good time manager. So it all borders around time management. I can tell you right from me that you all have 24 hours. You utilize that time to drive your entrepreneurial journey. It's not as if you come into med school, it's starting 24 hours of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so you reserve some time, do a lot of self-work, interact with like-minded people, read a lot, because I doubt there's an entrepreneur out there that is not well read. Yeah, unless you are just planning on failing as an entrepreneur, you need to learn. So time management is key. If you know how to manage your time, you'll be able to balance between the schoolwork and and your entrepreneurship, and indeed politics as well. So you with time you will find that you are able to juggle around a lot of things at the same time. Yeah, but you also need to be smart. Never forget your dream. Never forget why you are here, which is school first. Everything else follows. Entrepreneurship, politics follow later, and that's why you said, yeah, we're able to finish medicine in the stipulated amount of time, because you never forgot where or what we are here for, and that was to get that every other the skill, I would call it. Yeah, so it's been quite a challenging journey. I can't lie to you. You need, for entrepreneurship, you need to shed a tear or one or twice, even more times, depending on what you're doing. Then, as far as politics is concerned, it requires, a lot of sacrifice, because a lot of sacrifice, you need to put in your time, your valuable time, to serve other students in an intelligent manner. So it takes a lot of your time, from your studies, so you need to know how to balance things. So it's been quite a challenging journey, but with God, everything has been possible, and here we are today.
Interesting, right there. So a very quick question before I ask the last question on politics. Do you think we can have a president in the future? And can that be a good idea?
Interesting question. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that leaders are made. So just by that mere statement saying leaders are made, I can tell you for sure that we would have, yes, the president is a doctor at one point in this country, and yeah, it would be a successful regime, in my opinion, because I believe as medical doctors, we are trained in a way that it's not just about the drugs, it's not about just the treatment of the signs and symptoms of the disease itself. It borders around a lot of things. Our medical journey really teaches us a lot. Yeah, and if it's one who's really vested in, learning about a lot of things, it's easy for them to, lead the country. Of course, it takes a lot. Like I said, leaders are made. It takes a lot of learning. It takes a lot of, mentorship, but it's not impossible.
Okay, so my last question. Considering the complex nature of the healthcare system, how do you think political advocacy can influence the health professionals' ability to perform?
Yeah, I would say this. Um, Political advocacy can affect the healthcare system in two ways. It can either be in a negative way or a positive way. In a positive way, I would say that we need political advocacy so that the public is well aware of the challenges faced in the healthcare system. There are a lot of lacunas today in our healthcare system that needs to be taken care of, and the public needs to be aware about. So it's about evidence-based research. You research, you identify areas that need to be worked on, and you speak out there so that those areas are catered for, and things are made for the betterment of our citizens out there. Then the other thing that we can political advocacy can also help is like we talked about, ethical concerns. For us to keep unethical practices, they, our public needs to be educated about what is and what is not. They need to know their rights. Yes, you get. They need to know what you know what their rights are in the medical. What when they have gone to seek for a service, what are their rights? What can they demand? What is within the law? You get the sense. So political advocacy will also help in that. The other things is just public health awareness in the cases of pandemics. Political advocacy can help in such a way that speak out to people, like the way we have cholera right now. There are a lot of posters going around, so you require a lot of political bodies to come into play so that such pandemics put to book. The other thing is mental health awareness. You can use political bodies to also spread the word out there so that the mental health of our citizens out there are put first, and we have a healthy country at last. Then the negatives that come with political advocacy is that it depends on the times and the government that's into power. You will find that if the health sector is politicized to a certain extent, there's polarization that takes place. You will find that a lot of people begin to lose faith in the health system. They begin to lose faith in their leaders, and ultimately they lose faith in the workforce, that is the healthcare providers themselves. I'll cite an example. Say you have a government that lies that we have drugs in the hospitals, publicly. Then you get sick, you go to the hospital, they tell you there's no paracetamol, there's no Panadol. You lose your faith in the system at the end of the day. So what we need to avoid is polarization of the health sector. So the health sector doesn't need to be politicized to a certain degree. It needs to be as independent as it can be. In as much as political advocacy is important, measures need to be taken so that we do not, we don't do politics with people's health. People's health must be P1, it must be priority number one, and that should be it.
Okay, so for my last question, we heard that you stole money from Zazu. How did you manage to run away from that accusation and still manage to win as Prime Minister?
Yeah, I see. I thought people stopped telling jokes in 2023. I didn't know that we'll continue in 2024. Anyways, I think you've answered your question. You've asked me a question and answered it yourself. You said, how did you in turn manage to win? So I believe thieves don't stand the second chance in life. If there was really such a thing, I doubt I would win my prime ministership, and I would say for a second term. But it's by the mere fact that people still believed in me, they still believed in my leadership abilities, and they believed I believe myself. I'm a diligent man and very ethical. So yeah.
Great. Right, Tini, on episode number 7 of my medical journey series, I was discussing with Dr. Sinkamba David on political issues. I hope you've picked out one or two things from our discussion. Thank you very much.